Hello, welcome back to the Bleeping Mechanic. Today guys, we got a little bit of a different job. It's not outside the garage, it's not in the backyard, it's right here in my basement. Today we're going to be working on my water heater. So what we have here is my Rheem Performance Plus Series water heater. Been having some problems with the pilot light going out. Thought it was gas related because a couple weeks ago my stove was acting up, which is natural gas, and my fireplace or furnace was natural gas and also messing up. Called the gas company to come out. They checked it out. They said there wasn't enough pressure being serviced into the house, so they replaced my meter. Got that all taken care of, and the furnace has been running real good, no problem since then, especially since it's been cold. The oven still was kind of acting up. I actually believe my oven is about 7 to 8 years old as well, maybe a little older, maybe closer to 10, and I replaced the igniter in there, and that seems to be a fix that. I kind of wish I recorded that. The other thing is now with this, is I think what's going on is the thermocoupler is sooted up, and I'm going to go ahead and clean that. So that's what we're going to do right now. So let's go ahead and start taking this thing apart. So what we have right here is this is the actual valve assembly. There's a small pipe, a large fuel pipe. We've got the, I believe this is for the igniter. No, this is for igniter. This is for some kind of sensor. Right here is a little access door. Give that a little pinch, little tabs pull out. And right here is an access panel. So what I've done so far is I've turned off the gas a couple hours ago to make sure the pilot, I turned this off. Everything's been off for now a couple of hours. So let's go ahead and disconnect our two gas lines first. We'll disconnect our igniter next, and then take these guys off here. I believe this should just pop out as well. Got a little adjustable wrench that we're going to use to take the gas lines off. Everything should be just a little more than hand tight. Or not. A little bit more than hand tight. So those are cracked loose. I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart somehow. I think there's, yeah, just slides off of the connector. This guy, I think this should just wiggle out. Yeah. There we go. Wiggles out. So everything's kind of free. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this. As I mentioned, on the gas supply line, I went ahead and turned that off as well. Had the pilot turned off. And there we go. So right now, there you go. Just got that stuff out of there. There's 4 screws. It's a T, can't read it. Oh, there it is. 20. Okay, so we finally got this apart. Now one thing that we have to do is, this is a sealed area. There's a gasket that we will have to replace. Alright, so here is the burner assembly. Doesn't look too bad. But the area of concern is right here, as you can see, is this. See that white area? That's the thermocoupler right here. And this is where the pilot's constantly flaming up in the igniter. And we're going to clean that thermocoupler. We can also just replace it. I might even see if Home Depot has replacement parts for this Rheem. But basically the idea is to clean that with a fine sandpaper. And they say to go with the grain. I don't see any grain at all, but basically up and away so when the fire hits it, it doesn't just sit there and soak. But as you can see, there's some buildup in there. So we're just going to clean that off, and we're going to clean that off. We're going to first hit it with a wire brush, and then we're going to take some really fine 800 grit sandpaper and clean that off. Here's our brass brush. I'm going to start off with first. Clean off some of this off of this off the burner portion. Not sure what the white is. Don't know why there would be white on natural gas like that. I'm going to brush this clean. Like I said, we're just trying to get some of that particulate off there. Then what I have here is some 800 grit P800 that we're going to go ahead and clean this with. Where I fold it. Alright, so we went ahead and took off, there was some debris on there. It is much better now. So what we're going to do though is we're going to have to go up, we're going to have to get a new replacement gasket. Like I said, we got that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish removing it off of here. Because this is a sealed chamber. Pull off the rest of it off of here. There's a little metal impregnated in there to stop this from over crushing. But we want to make sure this is nice, cleaned off, nothing original left on there, because that will stop it from properly sealing. To me, it does feel like it was a little over crushed up in this upper section here. Both sides have some quite hard compressed, so I'm going to go grab a gasket cleaner and clean this off. I can't even get that. That's just a piece of metal in the gasket. There's a little bit stuck on this side. The rest of it's cleaned off. There you go. Alright, so now we have, this is all cleaned up. So the kit that comes from Home Depot that says it's for ream comes with everything, including a new thermocoupler, new screws, a little wire wrench. I mean, all we're going to use is just this portion, the gasket. But if we have to, we can replace the thermocoupler. But I don't think the actual thermocoupler is the issue as much as I think it was just dirty. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull this new gasket out. The metal was facing outwards. So we're going to go ahead and put it around. The entire unit. And those are actually little magnets that hold it in position so we can line up the holes. There we go. So as you can see now, it's lined up. All the holes are lined up. Like I said, those are little magnets. Really neat. So we're going ahead. This is all cleaned up now. Go ahead and send it in. Now last time when I pulled this out, I noticed that the gasket was actually like severely smushed on top and barely smushed at the bottom. It was still smushed on the bottom, but it was barely smushed on the bottom. So I think I'm thinking I'm going to install this a little more correct this time around. So go ahead and line this up. Get each one started a little bit. Just going around and doing quarter turns on each one until it's too tight to do anything else. Kind of like what you do on like a head gasket. That one's nice and snug. That one's nice and snug. Nice and snug. Nice and snug. All right. Now it's time to start putting this stuff back together. So this one goes in here. Just make sure hands start everything so nothing gets cross-threaded. This one actually goes up and in. Gotta make sure it's straight, like so. There you go. Get it started. These are flange nuts on here, and you don't want to over tighten them. And we want to make sure that these hoses are also nice and straight. That's about as tight as it was. Put our sensor back in. Had some pipe thread on there, and then our igniter back on. Boom, there we go. Hopefully no boom. These all go kind of together right here until the pilot lights. There it goes. You hold down the pilot light button until it starts blinking blue. Status light. I think it makes a little, yep, there it goes, just clicked. There we go. There we go. Then you let off the pilot. Should still be nice and lit. Then you rotate this to your desired temperature, which for us is going to be just past hot. We go just past hot in our house. A is too hot. Actually, B is scorching. A is a little too hot. Hot is just a little too cold. And then what we should have is here in a second. This should ignite. There we go, as you saw, it just lit. Nice good blue flame in there. Alright guys. There we go. Alright, cover's back on. Alright guys. So that's how you remove and clean a thermocoupler on a gas water heater. Almost every brand is very similar. There might be slight variations on the hoses or the connections, but for the most part, that's it. So if something else is still going on, I'll come back and visit that, but that should help a little bit. That should give us a little bit better situation. It's the most common problem with a pilot not staying lit. Alright guys, that does it. So make sure to hit that thumbs up to like this video and press that subscribe. We'll see you guys soon on the next one. Have a great day.